All right. Good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Great.
Doing wonderful.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Well.
All right. Well, good. Looks like we got a full house today, and many of you guys, it looks like, are working from home. So this is going to be a great webinar. I have been offering these to all of my clients, especially our top clients, mainly to stimulate thought, mainly to stimulate creativity during this period. This morning, I showed my team, had a person pull out a, I'm going to mute a few people here. This morning, I showed my team, I pulled out a coin, and I showed them that there were two sides to every coin. All right. Hey, JD, how you doing? There's two sides to every coin. And what I talked about in that is there's an optimistic side and a pessimistic side, right? There's a positive and a negative. And what I want to do today is I want to keep you in an offensive mindset. I want to keep you in a forward posture. And I'm actually going to show you some things that I'm personally doing in my business to stimulate, because a lot of my income is produced when I speak, but we can't speak right now because there's no events. Okay. My short-term real estate that I own around the country, the high-end real estate, I'm having to give refunds back to a lot of people, which is a significant amount of money. Okay. So how do you stay in an offensive position during these times? Well, I actually believe that during these times is when we're going to be forced to look at our business model. We're going to be forced to be creative. We're going to be forced to create new ways to generate revenue. We're going to be forced to go deeper with our current clients. So I'm just going to give you a mindset today. This is very important. Most Americans do not have a mindset of toughness, a mindset, they've not been conditioned to be tough. And I was thinking the other day, like, where did my mindset come from? This mindset of toughness. And I go all the way back to, I was raised by a single mother who had me when she was 16 years old. And mom had some rules in the house, right? And the rules were we don't whine, we don't complain, we don't make excuses. And I remember coming home when I was 16 years old complaining about my high school basketball coach. And my mom said to me, you can either quit or you can quit whining. And she said, oh yeah, I forgot. You're not going to quit because you committed to it. So the only thing left for you to do is quit whining, right? And so when I was raised, I still remember going to my grandmother's. My mom sent me to my grandmother's to work for a week, where I worked on the farm, hauled hay, fed the animals, did all those things. And I remember my grandmother paying me 50 cents for working on the farm for a week. I'm thinking, man, this is a bad deal here, right? But my grandmother had a rule on the farm. And I was reminded by Rock Thomas of a podcast I did the other day. And the rule was the animals still have to be fed every day. No matter if it's raining, sleeting, snowing, hailing, it's 100 degrees, 150 degrees, the animals still have to be fed every day. Well, in the business, especially small business, the animals have to be fed every day. And the correlation to that is every day we need to be producing. Every day we need to be creating. No matter if we're doing it from our houses, no matter if we're doing it from an office, every day we need to be producing and creating. That's what sustains small businesses. And small businesses make up the backbone of the United States. They employ people, they give people opportunity, they give people distribution systems. So animals got to be fed every day. So when you think about this mindset of top achievers, I want to implant a mindset in you today. And the mindset is it's going to be a fight, but we're going to find a way to win. Now, when King David became king in the Bible, he probably had no idea the adversity that he was going to face, right? And if he had have known what he was going to face, he'd probably said, "Hey, count me out. I don't want to be king." But he had a mindset, and the mindset was, it's going to be hard, but we're going to find a way to win. Now, think about that mindset. See, I'm trying to condition my daughter in this. She's 7 years old right now, and she's been raised much softer than me. Like, I was raised tough, middle class, poor, growing up, get up and go get it. We're in a fight with everybody. Everything's scarce. My daughter hadn't been raised that way. So I was teaching her the other day. She came downstairs and she said, "Daddy, will you make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?" And I said, "No, you're 7 years old. You can make your own peanut butter and jelly sandwich." Then she whined a little bit. Then she pouted a little bit. Then she cried a little bit. Then guess what she did? She made her own peanut butter and jelly sandwich because she really knew how to do it. She just wanted me to do it. I said, "Look, in this house, I'm going to condition you to be tougher. I don't want you to be 30 years old and some external factor happen to you. And as soon as you get pushed a little bit, boom, you crack. We got to toughen you up around here, girl." And my daughter's like, who is this? Like, are you my daddy? Like, I thought daddy was so sweet and kind and friendly. And I said, look, girl, I've been too soft on you, and that's my fault. And I ain't been soft on you anymore. It's time to go. It's going to be a fight, but we're going to win, right? You guys are thinking, man, wouldn't it be great to be Coach Burt's daughter? You be making your own PB and J's over there, Logan. Okay, you be making your own PB and J's in my house. Okay, now here's the point. This is the mindset of top achievers right now. Okay, conditioning, toughness, story of King David, activation of prey drive. See, here's what I actually believe. I actually believe what's going on in our economy right now, what's going on with this virus, has actually awakened us to things we should have been doing the whole time. There's muscles we haven't worked that we're now having to work. Okay, and I'm going to show you some of those muscles today because I'm actually mad at myself for not doing many of the things I'm currently doing. I'm not mad at the world. I'm not mad at the virus. I'm mad at myself for not doing things I should have been doing all the time. So in essence, it's like a coach that loses a game. And because he loses the game, he got a little bit lazy, a little bit complacent, a little bit ungrateful, a little bit unappreciative of how it was going. Now it's like, now we got to wake up. Now we got to look around. Now we got to be prepared. Now we got to do things we never did before. So this has awakened America from a slumber. We got too complacent, which is a gradual settling to a place of mediocrity. We got too comfortable. We got too believing, hey, it's going to be easy. We made a sale today in our office, okay? And I'm jumping up and down, man. I'm grateful. Woo! We still selling something. Like here's the deal. 3 months ago, we wouldn't have been jumping up and down because we expected it, right? Which breeds comfort. If you study prey drive, I'm writing about this in a new book deal I'm trying to get. The number one suppressor of your prey drive is comfort, guys. It's complacency is driven by comfort. When I'm comfortable, I don't stretch. I don't get creative. I don't push. I don't come out fighting. I don't come out swinging. I come out in a static position. Why? Because all my basic needs are met. So let me give you 3 principles that we need to be living by. Okay? 3 principles we need to be living by. Number 1, we go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. We go to bed tired and we wake up hungry. Notice I didn't say we go to bed well rested and we wake up lazy. I didn't say we go to bed with a bunch of energy left over and we wake up complacent. I said we go to bed tired. Okay? Now my wife would tell you, and my daughter's just like me, I don't stop moving. I'm perpetual motion. But when I do stop, if I were to sit down for 5 minutes, I'd be asleep. And you know why? Because I just push so hard during the day that when I sit down for a minute, it's like, I'm out. So anytime I tell my wife we're going to watch a movie, here's what she knows. That's code word for going to sleep in less than 5 minutes. So we don't even buy movies in my house anymore because she knows I'm going to go to sleep in 5 minutes. Now, here's my point. If you go to bed tired, that implies something. You pushed as hard as you could today. You worked the muscle as hard as you could today. You went to bed tired, you woke up hungry. And when I say wake up hungry, like a cheetah, we're finding opportunity. What is Delta doing right now? This is what I'm impressed. You know what Delta's doing? They're ripping out seats on their planes and turn them into cargo planes. They're making money with cargo planes at Delta because they said, look, if we ain't gonna put people on them, we're gonna put other things on them. And they said, if it works with the first 30 planes, we're gonna turn it into 60 planes. They're finding a way to make money right now with the assets they already have. Listen, every one of my speaking engagements over the next 30 days have been canceled. Guess what I've been doing? Multiplication of webinar, more social media, increase on Instagram, offering free webinars for the companies I'm coaching. I just got off another webinar as a lead generator. I've been doing webinars as lead generators. Okay. So these are things I should have been doing to begin with, but I wasn't doing. Okay. So we go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. Number 2, and this is an important one. It all goes to 0 at midnight. If you have the philosophy that everything goes to 0 at midnight, then you never become complacent. You play a trick on your brain. I'm broke. I got nothing. I got to push. Okay. Success don't care what you did yesterday. Don't care what you did last week. Don't care what you did last month. Okay. And I learned that as a basketball coach. We'd win on Tuesday night. We'd play real hard. We'd push. Nick would practice hard. We'd go play. We'd win. And guess what? Guess what happened? Then we get comfortable. Then we get lazy on Wednesday. We'd halfway practice on Thursday. And then we get our butts kicked on Friday night. Then I was embarrassed, and all them little girls would sit in there and cry. Oh my God, what happened? I can't believe we got beat. And old Coach Burt knew why we got beat, because we didn't understand the principle of winning on Tuesday didn't have anything to do with winning on Friday. So then we come in and practice hard on Saturday morning at like 4:30 in the morning. Then the girls would get all motivated again. Then we go back out and win. And I'd say, now, why did we have to go through all that? Why did we have to lose, sit around and cry, come in on Saturday morning at 4:30 in the morning, all to play the way we should have been playing the whole time? It all goes to zero at midnight. And the third piece, which is very important, is there comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer, and winter is coming. Okay, I want to get something to you guys. I want to get an interview that I did with Dr. Stephen Hotze, which is my doctor in Houston, Texas, breaking down the virus that's happening right now. And I want to send it to each one of you. Or I want to send it to Jonathan, and Jonathan can send it to you, because he talks about what happened in 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, everything from bird flu, swine flu, anthrax. Every year there was some kind of threat to our society, every single year, right? And what I want to focus you on is, it doesn't matter what the external threat is. This is extreme, okay? But no matter what the threat is, there will always be an external threat. So what we've got to do is we have to build the immune system of our business. And a healthy immune system of a business has the prey drive activated. Your prey drive is activated. It has a world-class explanation of service. It has a selling system that it's operating. It has a follow-up system in place. It has high engagement with your current clients. This is a perfect time to be engaging with your clients at a higher level. Would you agree? And listen, nothing else, nothing more, not to sell them something, but to bring them some emotional support, to introduce them to new opportunity. Like, this is the perfect time to make outbound effort and engage with your client base. Because sometimes one conversation can change a person's mind, can change a person's perspective, can open them up to new possibility. So I just want to encourage you that during this period of time, a healthy immune system of a business has all these things in place. Now, if you study the immune system, which is why I go to the #1, I would say, immune system doctor in the world, you build an immune system. So when you have attack, your immune system is strong enough to fight it off. And if your immune system is strong, it fights it off. If your immune system is weak, you're susceptible. And this is very important. How do you build an immune system? Eat healthy, take your vitamins and minerals, exercise, right? Go to sleep. That's how you build a healthy immune system. Well, your business needs vitamins. And that's energy, knowledge, skill, desire, confidence, energy, networks, okay? So I really want you to understand this concept. Now, let's talk about doubt for a second. Then I'll give you about 5 things I think you need to be doing right now during this period. These are 5 things I'm currently doing. When you have doubt in your life over anything, it's because you have a double vision. And you got one vision that is seeing possibility. Go, let's do, let's create. I'm optimistic. Simultaneously, you have a second vision, which is it won't work. The world is coming to an end, right? Everybody's scared. Nobody will spend any money. I'm insecure. That's another vision. See, here's the problem. You got 2 visions. And because you got 2 visions, the way you starve your doubt is to understand what the word decide means. Do you know that the word decide means to kill away? Decide means to kill away. It means to take away an option. You have made a decision. So I can't have double vision without having doubt. So what do I have to do? Decide to eliminate one of those visions. This is where burn the ships come in, right? It's like, I'm going. I'm on offense. I'm pushing. Every day I've had to come in and sell my employees on, we're here at the Greatness Factory working, and I've got a small team of people, and every day I've been selling them on this concept, optimism versus pessimism. This is how we win in this economy. We're going to keep working the selling system. We chop wood and carry water. We don't whine. We don't complain. We don't make excuses. We keep working the system, because the system will work when we work it. That's a sale I've had to make every single day to my own people. And they believe in me. But here's what I said, okay? I said, man, we're burning the ships. We're going. We're doubling down. We're pushing. We're not contracting. Goes against everything I stand for, to contract, okay? We're not going to contract. We're going to expand. Now, expanding doesn't mean we have to spend a bunch of money. Expansion means we're going to make more phone calls. We're going to engage with our clients at a deeper level. We're going to be doing things we should have been doing to begin with. Like now, it's just weeded out the unnecessary things. We got to focus here. This is an all hands on board meeting right now. Okay. Let's get in here and let's get engaged with it. So what are some things you could be doing? Number one, this is the perfect time to be studying your business model. And I'm going to use the word torch things that ain't working. This is the perfect time to look at your business model and ask yourself, what parts of the business model are not working? They could be mental, emotional, structural, physical, right? Like you guys have nice offices in Chattanooga, but some people need to redo this is a perfect time for them to redo their office. Okay. This is the part see right now, there's certain parts of my business that I'm like, you know what? This is the perfect time to go. That ain't working. That part ain't working like it should. Step back. Now, having said that, guess what lots of business owners are doing right now? I'm going to give you an example. I had a young lady who's basically a publicist. She's been calling on me for 6 months to do some work with me. I didn't pay attention. I didn't respond back. I didn't answer any of her calls, but she kept hanging with me. She kept tagging me. She'd tag me with a text message and then a voice message and then a video and then an article. And she'd hit me on LinkedIn and then she'd come into my Instagram, and I paid no attention to her for 6 months. This past weekend, we had to cancel an event with me, Tim Story, and Sharon Lecter, and I was disappointed. I was discouraged, which means to take courage away. And I went down to our place in Nashville. It's on the 38th floor, and I spent 3 days just to myself. My wife was in Florida, and I just stopped the engine for a second. I just retreated to attack, and I started looking at my business model. And guess who kept tagging me on the weekend? This young lady, text message, phone call, email. And she called me on Sunday morning. And she said, Coach, I'm available today if you'd like to talk. And I said, you know what? I'm driving back to Murfreesboro. If you're available, I'll call you. So I did call her. She did then explain her services to me. I did see the value in her. Now she's in discussions as a person that we're interested in partnering with. Now, look at how she continued to work the system. Phone call, email, text message, video, Instagram, Facebook, texted me on Sunday morning. Look, she didn't give up. And because she didn't give up, now she's in the conversation. Now we're open to her product and service. This is how persistent we have to be. Because here's the positive of this. Do you know how many business owners right now have the time to step back and evaluate their businesses that you could be calling on and working with? Right? Like I told my wife last night, I'm like, man, I really like our house that we live in. She said, you know why? Because you've actually taken some time to enjoy it. There's chairs in my house I hadn't even sit in, guys, since I owned the house. And she's like, I'm like, I love this room. And she's like, yeah, the room has been here since we lived here, but you haven't slowed down long enough to sit in it and to sit in that nice chair. So I'm telling you, this is a perfect time to call on business owners because they're a little bit slower. They have more time to be introspective. Trying to sell them something as they're going is hard, guys. So number one, you need to be studying your business model. Number two, you need to be looking at your underutilized products. Okay, here's what I figured out. We have over 150 products. We sell about 10 of those products. We have a kids academy that we've never even pushed. Do you know how much mamas and daddies are going to be looking for something for their kids to do after they've been locked up with them kids for a couple of days? I think I sold a kids academy to my own wife last night. She said, anything you can do to keep our daughter occupied for a couple hours. I'm like, good. Hey, $97, you can buy the kids academy. How bad do you want that kids academy, sweetheart? Pull your credit card out. Now, here's my point. My point is we had all of these products and services that we were not selling. Some of you are creating new products and services during this period to stimulate. And you got to be agile. This is where it's very hard to have a fixed mindset. I may walk in tomorrow and say, you know what? I think I need to do a webinar on Wednesday and we need to sell our legacy selling system at $67, whatever. Our team has got to be agile during this period. You can't be closed-minded. You can't be, oh, we hadn't planned for it. You got to be fluid. You got to be flexible. You got to be open. Hey, we got a new product. This is the product we need to sell right now. Or this is a product to generate leads. So number two, we need to look at our underutilized products, okay? Number three, we need to work the database to push people to something in the future. You guys have serviced thousands of customers, most likely. I am subdividing out my database and offering different things to different subgroups of that database. Okay. And let me tell you why that is critical, because I'm trying to stimulate an economy. I'm trying to stimulate my own economy. And the way I'm doing that is by giving away a lot of things, giving away free content, giving away strategies, giving away videos, giving away recordings, giving away webinars. Anything I can do to add value to my current clients. I just did one with 54 people on it, with people all over the country that sold telephones for a living. I did it for free. Why? We're trying to sell that company to show them more value. If that dude leaves there and his people are more motivated and more excited, there's a much higher probability that he'll do business with us in the future. So the question is, right now, what can you give away to your clients? Emotional support, strategies, tactics, help them find money, help them, right? Like you give them information that gives them a better peace of mind. Anything you can do to add value to your clients is a positive right now. Okay. And don't think you got to sell them something. Sometimes you just be right there in their face. Be right there for them. Just connect to them. Just come up with a tactic or strategy. All right. Next thing, reconnect with disengaged clients. I want you to think like this. We have a business similar to your business, meaning we service lots of people. And one of my salespeople came in one day and he was planning his week and he said, Coach, my pipeline is empty. And I said, come again? He said, well, my pipeline is empty. And I said, well, we're producing 1,000 leads a month, number one. I said, how many customers have you sold over the last year? He said, I don't know, 300, 400, 500. And I said, okay, we got 1,000 new leads and we got 500 customers that you could be calling. Why in the world would you think your pipeline's empty? Like you have a tremendous pipeline that you could be calling on. So here's the problem though. Where there's no engagement, don't miss this, because this may be the best thing I tell you, and I hadn't said this to anybody else. Where there's no engagement with a product or service after the sale, there can be no transformation. And where there's no transformation, there is nothing to talk about. Okay? If you're a firm that only talks to your clients a few times a year, there's not a deep enough engagement to significantly move the needle. Okay. And because you don't move the needle, there's no referrals. Okay. So yesterday I was texting our top members, all of my last week's videos, everything I did last week, which was a whole bunch of videos, podcasts, all of those things to stimulate, add value, touch, collect. Okay. This is important because I got to engage more. All of us need to be engaging more. I want to use the example of my real estate agent. He calls me every day and his team calls me once or twice a month just to thank me. Thank you for being one of our best clients. Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for caring about us. Thank you for, right? Like and that's valuable to me. So think about this. If all you give is your product or service, there's no transformation there, even if it's real good. If you give me the product and service plus your emotional support, now you're more valuable. If you give me product and service plus access to your networks, it's very important. I don't know if Gus is on here. Okay. But here's the point that I want to make that Jonathan, I want you to really make sure you and Logan really need to understand this. If you give me the product and service plus your emotional support plus access to your networks of people, now you've added triple value. Everybody see what I'm saying here? The traditional accounting firm brings a product or a service. That's it. They don't bring emotional support and they don't bring access to a network, which is really what business owners need right now. They need more people in their network. They need more people to call on. Okay. We need to be digging in there. All right. Let me give you one or two more and then I'll take any questions that you have. And I'm going to tie these two together. One thing I'm doing right now during this cycle of time, I'm not saying it's slow or fast. It's just a cycle, is that I am partnering with big time people. And I am doing a series of webinars. I'm doing one this week on how you're with a DIS expert on how your personality handles crisis. I'm doing one on optimism this week. I did one last week with Dr. Steve Hodsey. I did one with Tim Story on setbacks to comebacks. Now, here's what I'm doing. I'm partnering with people. I'm reaching out. I'm like, you're an expert on this. Let's do it. I reached out to Tim Grover and said, let's do one on how to be relentless during a crisis. Like what I'm doing is I'm using this to partner and expand. And I'm comboing that with working my top 25 relationships. So I'm increasing my engagement with my top 25. Okay. I'm also targeting and highlighting high net worth individuals that are still continuing to spend money right now. Okay. And so I've made 2 big pitches in the last couple of days on $100,000 deals to high net worth people who are still expanding during this period. Okay. Now you could now I'm not saying that's the only thing you got to do, because we got a lower product, a $14.97 product, then we got a $10,000, then we got a $25,000, all the way up to $100,000 or more. And so what I'm trying to do is I'm working these deals like pulling levers. I don't know which lever is going to work. I'm just going to bet on one of these levers is going to work. Okay, I'm going after this dude, and I'm going after this one, and I'm going after this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this. And one of these things we're doing is going to work. But one thing I know will never lead me wrong is spending time with my top 25 relationships. You subdivide your top 25 relationships, you're going to be in good shape. Love on them. Spend time with them. Engage with them. Plan things in the future with them. Okay? And finally, my last thing I'm going to give you, I'll take any questions, is I want you to go back to interested leads that have not taken action. There is no telling how many people that have indicated interest in using your products or services that you now need to go back to. Now, I understand they've expanded or extended the tax deadline to July. Okay. But how many people called on your services but didn't use you? Or how many people have not gone through the new method you have? Or how many people have indicated interest? Or how many people could you be working? Okay. Or how many, right? Like working interested people that haven't closed is so critical. I call it rehash. Okay. Now I go to my sales team and I say this, I say, give me all the people that you think are unqualified. And they give me people that are unqualified. And guess what I found out? I found out that, I'm selling them products and services. I said, well, I thought you said they were unqualified. You didn't ask the right questions. You didn't engage enough, right? And this is very important, and I'll end on this. You had a consideration. And a consideration is an internal thought that prohibits an external action. Here's a consideration. Whole world's falling apart. Nobody's going to spend any money. Everybody's laying people off. It's like these are considerations. So what you don't do during this period is you don't call on people, because you've already made up your mind that they won't buy what you have, or they're not interested in your services. And that would be an incorrect consideration. Okay. So big time people remove these limiting thoughts and they say, I'm going for it. Whether it works or not, I'm making the call. I'm sending the message. I'm making the ask. Don't matter what the external factors are. Okay. All right. JD, I'm going to let you chime in here a little bit. And I know we got a lot of folks on here that I'm going to unmute you. Okay, there you go. I know we've got, okay, hold on. All right, I don't know if your sound, I can't hear you, so your sound may not be working on there. Okay, but that's okay. All right, let's wrap it up with a few mindsets. I'm going to go back to the beginning. In the end, I'm going to go back to the beginning. Okay? There comes a time when winter asks what you did all spring and summer. Right? It all goes to zero at midnight. Okay? We go to bed tired, we wake up hungry. During this period, there's going to be tremendous opportunity for people. There's tremendous fear and there's tremendous opportunity. Okay? And you got to make up your mind which one you're going to use. I'm working with 2 Market Media. I'm working on a new book deal. And it's Prey Drive. The book's Prey Drive, but we're trying to find the right commercialized language for that. Prey Drive may be a little too primal. And
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. It's good.
Nick, way to go.
Okay.
Sorry I interrupted you, but one question I had for you, Coach, that I've been trying to, or maybe a comment or whatever, but like we need to be talking to our existing customers like all the time. So what I want to challenge everybody just in hearing this is, when you're talking or working on somebody's account, like pick up the phone and just call them and give them that emotional support. Yeah. When you start to work on their stuff, just pick up the phone and call them. I'm looking at, Jay Buchanan sitting there like he's working on videos and stuff like that. I would love for Jay to pick up the phone and call me and just say, hey, JD, I'm working on your stuff right now. I'm working on JD Frost University. Like, I think we're all working on different accounts, and it's very important for us to be calling and talking to the clients rather than just an email. Like calling will make a big difference right now.
Yeah, and that's the emotional support piece. So don't miss that, guys. Okay, don't miss the concept of during tough times, emotional support is always valuable. You're never going to go wrong by engaging with your clients. You're only going to be penalized when you don't engage with your clients. Now, I'm glad you said that, and we'll finish with this, Frost. When I was building a house once, I was using a carpenter, and they told me he was the best carpenter in town. And I would come over to the house and check on it. And every time I came over to the house to check on the house, he was doing these, building these trim and bookcases and all this stuff. And he would always stop. And no matter where he was at, he would always stop and explain to me what he was doing. And he said, let me explain to you what I'm doing here, coach. Let me show you what I'm doing. Let me show you how nobody else in the subdivision is going to have this. And other workers would work and just keep working. They never stopped to explain what was going on. They never took any time with me. And when I got my final bill for the house, which was over budget, by the way, when I got the final bill for the house, I was looking at all these things and I was furious. I was furious about the flooring that was over budget. I was furious about the pool that was over budget. But there was one item on there that I wasn't furious about that cost more money than I anticipated. And it was that trim guy. And you know why? Because he was so good, I didn't mind overpaying for him. And the fact that he took time every time and explained to me what he was doing meant the world to me. And I said, I ain't worried about that one. I am worried about all the rest of them. So for you, when you're working on people's accounts, to JD's point, it's a perfect time to say, man, we're thinking about you. We're fighting for you. We're in the boat with you. We believe in you. We want to be your accounting partner for life. Okay. Is there anything we can do to help you at a higher frequency? Or, hey, man, I had this talk today with Coach Burt. He gave me a couple big things. I want to share them with you. Okay. So this is a time, guys, to dig in, to put all hands on board and to have a good attitude. You know, I had employees last week showing up with bad attitudes. Can you believe that during this period? Okay. Guess what? One of them ain't here on Monday. Okay. Because they showed up with a bad attitude. Now you think I got time to deal with a bad attitude when I got 700 clients and the world falling apart? No, I don't have time to deal with a bad attitude. I need people with batteries included, ready to go, all hands on board. Let's go. Let's do this. That's the kind of people I'm looking for. So
Batteries included. I like that. Batteries included.
That's going to be the title of this. All right, guys. Thank you very much for jumping on. Let's go.
Thanks,
I'm ready.
Coach.
I'm ready. Get in there and get it.
Let's go. Let's go, everybody. Way to go. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Coach Burt.